Good morning, I'm Eva Pilgrim in for Diane Macedo. Thanks for streaming with us. In today's update, approximately 129 Americans are testing positive for COVID-19 every minute here in the U.S. And in the last week alone, the U.S. has reported more than 1.3 million cases, more than any other week on record. As cases rise and hospitals near capacity, more than 30 million people in California are under strict new lockdown orders. That's nearly the entire state. Now, some of those new orders include business closures and banning gatherings with anyone outside your household until after Christmas. This with just 3 days to go until the FDA's critical meeting to discuss approval of Pfizer's vaccine candidate. In an interview on GMA this morning, Surgeon General Jerome Adams urged Americans to remain vigilant until that vaccine is widely distributed.
Cases are going up, hospitalizations are going up. My colleagues are dog-tired, and we need you to hang on just a little bit longer because we've got vaccines coming, but we want as many people to be alive to get them as possible.
The UK is set to be the first nation to begin administering the Pfizer vaccinations this week. Well, President-elect Joe Biden has announced his picks for who will help lead the country through the pandemic. Biden will nominate California Attorney General Xavier Becerra as Secretary of Health and Human Services. While Becerra doesn't have a background in medicine, he led a campaign to protect the Affordable Care Act. Now, if confirmed, Becerra will be the first Latino to head HHS. Meanwhile, President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, has tested positive for COVID-19. He remains in a Washington hospital, but says he's feeling good. Giuliani had been traveling the country pushing the president's false election claims. Last week, he traveled to Arizona, Michigan, and Georgia, where he appeared mostly maskless at legislative meetings. Now, Arizona's legislature is closing this week after at least 13 lawmakers came in close contact with Giuliani during his visit. And twin runoff elections in Georgia will determine which party will control the Senate. Most of the candidates took to the debate stage last night, where they sparred over religion, policing, and the pandemic. Noticeably absent, Republican Senator David Perdue chose not to participate. Now, Elwin Lopez joins me from Atlanta with more now. And Elwin, let's start. I just want to know some of the key moments from last night's debate.
Yeah, so Eva, you mentioned there the first debate was not really a debate at all. Republican Senator David Perdue had declined the Atlanta Press Club's invitation to participate in that debate. So his Democrat opponent, Jon Ossoff, had his allotted 30 minutes to hit Perdue on stock trades. He also called him arrogant for not showing up to the debate. And even with all of that, Perdue's campaign responded saying that Ossoff did not win that debate. But the real gloves came off in that second debate between Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler and Reverend Raphael Warnock. Loeffler calling Warnock multiple times, almost every single time she mentioned his name, a radical liberal, and Warnock accusing Loeffler of using her position as a senator to make millions of dollars. Now, this all taking place on the eve of the last day to register to vote for those runoffs, which will happen here. The last day to register to vote is today. And of course, it just shows how important this race is, not only to Georgians here, but to Americans across the country, Eva.
Now, Ellen, Senator Loeffler was asked repeatedly whether she would admit that President Trump lost the election, including this point-blank question from her opponent, Raphael Warnock. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, my question is pretty simple. Yes or no, Senator Loeffler, did Donald Trump lose a recent presidential election?
You know, President Trump has every right to use every legal recourse available. In our own state, we've seen time and again that we have investigations that need to be completed.
What did you take away from
most
those exchanges, Elwin?
Yeah, so Eva, that was really one of the most glaring parts of the debate. The appointed senator was asked not only by her opponent, but by panelists and the moderator multiple times whether she believed that Trump had won the election. And she dodged that question by what you heard, saying that the president has every legal recourse available to him and every right to use that recourse. But she did say, Eva, and I'm going to quote, she said, "What's at stake is the Senate majority."
And we should also point out that the state of Georgia has certified the results of that election. You mentioned this earlier. Georgia has become the center of the political universe since Election Day. So many people watching to see what happens there. First with that audit, now with the anticipation of the runoff election. What is the thinking that you're hearing among voters there as their state is the focus of all this attention?
Well, I can tell you, Eva, it's nonstop here. Republicans and Democrats, as you know, have poured millions of dollars into Georgia, and mailboxes, including my mailbox, is full of political ads. So it's something that we're seeing across the state of Georgia, and it just shows how high the stakes are here. We know that heavy hitters from both parties are rallying for the Democrats and for the Republicans here. President Trump came here. He was in Valdosta over the weekend. He was doing that in support of the candidates, the Republican candidates. And then you have former President Barack Obama, who is holding virtual events as well here. It's for those on his party, for Warnock and for Ossoff. So you can see that this is something that they are really focused on, and they really understand how high the stakes are. And of course, this will determine what Biden's presidency is going to look like. So again, all eyes are no longer on November 3rd. They're now on January 5th. And again, the Secretary of State's office had a press conference just a little while ago, right before we came on the air, where he said exactly that. All eyes are on January 5th. Eva.
And no question, the stakes are high for both parties there in Georgia. Elwin Lopez for us. Thank you so much. We turn now to new questions about the mysterious death of former Zappos CEO Tony Hsieh, who died days after he was pulled from a house fire. Now, the cause is still under investigation, but some of his friends are now speaking out, alleging increasingly erratic behavior, some saying they knew something was wrong, but they were unable to reach him.
This morning, new details about the months leading up to the unexpected death of former Zappos CEO Tony Hsieh.
Like this downward spiral happened in 3 months, 2-3 months.
Hsieh dying from smoke inhalation after a fire at a home in Connecticut. Questions now swirling about his death.
I reported a fire in the building. One person stuck inside.
The fire happened in the early morning hours of November 18th. According to police, Hsieh was locked inside a storage area at the back of the home when firefighters arrived.
The male is barricaded inside. He's not answering the door. Everyone else is outside the house. They're trying to get him to open up.
Now, the Wall Street Journal reporting that sources say before Hsieh went into that shed, he asked the people in the house to check on him every 5 minutes. They said Tony used a heater in the shed to lower the oxygen level. Hsieh was rushed to a hospital with severe injuries before being transferred to a burn center. The cause of the fire still under investigation.
The biggest question we have working on this case right now is the actual cause of the fire. What transpired inside the room where the fire took place. There was only one person in the room at the time.
According to the Wall Street Journal, after Hsieh retired, his drinking increased, and he grappled with the isolation enforced by the pandemic. Friends telling the Wall Street Journal, Hsieh began experimenting with drugs such as mushrooms and ecstasy, along with other extreme behaviors like becoming increasingly fascinated with fire and depriving his body of food and oxygen. Friends like the singer Jewel trying to intervene. According to Forbes, she sent Hsieh a letter writing, "I am going to be blunt. I need to tell you that I don't think you are well and in your right mind. The people you are surrounding yourself with are either ignorant or willing to be complicit in you killing yourself." Jewel posting this video after Hsieh's passing, writing, "This is my elegy, Tony. This is me singing for you. May it find you smiling on the other side of the rainbow."
And investigators telling us they are trying to piece together what happened in those hours leading up to his death, interviewing the other people who were in the home at the time, hoping that will help answer some questions surrounding his death. A Texas high school student has sparked a call for change after he was suspended for wearing nail polish. He says he just wants to be able to express himself, and now tens of thousands have signed a petition to support him. Here's Ariel Reshef.
This morning with a freshly painted set of nails. I am a gay male, so I kind of went for a pride theme.
Texas senior Trevor Wilkinson is fighting back against what he says is his high school's unfair policy against male students wearing nail polish.
I went into my class and immediately my teacher sent me to the office because she said I broke dress code.
His nails landing him an in-school suspension. Within just days, Trevor's post on social media pleading for support went viral. Now, more than 65,000 people have signed a petition in solidarity with the 17-year-old.
It's to remove discrimination, sexism, homophobia, racism in small towns that feel like they can enforce a dress code or rules that completely go against how people feel and completely go against freedom of expression and completely break the federal law at that matter.
His guardian, his great-grandfather, hoping the school will make a change in policy.
Well, I don't understand why it's any kind of a big deal. Who does it harm? I'd like to see them just drop it. That's what they should do.
Trevor, part of a growing trend. Guys in nail polish popping up all over pop culture. From A$AP Rocky to Harry Styles to Bad Bunny, more and more male artists are flashing manicures. Clyde High School, which has an extensive dress code covering everything from attire to hair to piercings, saying in a statement, the district conducts a diligent and thoughtful review of the dress code on an annual basis. Parents and students are provided with a copy of the dress code prior to the start of each new school year. Questions or concerns with the dress code are reviewed individually, and the district cannot share any information regarding a specific student. Trevor says he just wants to authentically express himself like any of his peers.
The fact that I'm even painting my nails right now means so much to me, and it shows my growth. I would not change who I am for the world, and I'm learning to fully love myself and be comfortable in my own skin and sexuality, and I think that is an amazing thing.
And Trevor posted a note of gratitude, thanking everyone for their support. The school district says that it appreciates all of the input and feedback from the community, and it will take it into consideration. Eva?
Ariel Resha for us there. Thank you. And that does it for this ABC News Live update. I'm Eva Pilgrim, in for Diane Macedo. Thank you for joining us. And remember, ABC News Live is here for you all day with the latest news, context, and analysis. I will see you back here at 3 p.m. for the breakdown with Terry Moran.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.